never be afraid to say hello. My original intention was to start this project in April, but decided to wait until July to begin for a multitude of reasons. Finals week was fast approaching. I was preparing for a 6-week trip to Europe as a study abroad program assistant. And after a full year of classes, lectures, assignments, papers, and exams, my brain was about as useful as a toaster in the middle of the ocean. July seemed like the perfect starting date. So I marked it on my calendar, put the idea on a cluttered shelf in my brain, and said bon voyage to America. After enjoying good food and fine wine during my abroad program in Paris, Barcelona, and Italy, and after a few weeks recovering, I felt refreshed and ready for this crazy adventure to start. Or so I thought. After writing the initial blog post, reality sunk in. I actually have to email someone and plan a coffee date. Of course, that thought crossed my mind during the planning process, but there is a big gap between thinking about something and doing it, like crossing a rickety old rope bridge strung across a canyon. It was scary, but I had to take the first step. It was time to leave the solid ground of the thinking side and head in the direction of doing. Fortunately, a great opportunity presented itself that made the first step a little easier. I was a member of the Bailey Scholars Program at Michigan State University, working on a specialization in connected learning. It's a small program and very close community of students. The current program director was preparing to leave in the fall to pursue a PhD. The replacement director, Dr. Pat Crawford, had started coming into the office to learn the ropes for a seamless transition in leadership. I had been hanging out in the office, commonly referred to as the Bailey space, when I met Pat for the first time. As I was frequently in Bailey space, I knew over the course of the upcoming school year I would slowly get to know the new director, but it occurred to me that she would be the perfect start to my project. Why not invite her to coffee, get to know her sooner rather than later, and offer her a warm welcome to her new position? That's exactly what happened. A few days later, we met in the Bailey space, enjoyed a cup of coffee from the Bailey coffee maker, a frequent lifesaver for me, and got to know each other. We talked about our backgrounds, the number of siblings we had, where we'd grown up, what we did for fun, our mutual love for dogs, and a host of other topics that moved us from strangers to acquaintances. Thanks to the meeting, the next time we see each other in space, we wouldn't just exchange polite hellos. Instead, I could ask how her 2 labs were doing or give her an update on one of my projects. I would also be a familiar face to answer one of the hundreds of questions she'd likely have as she got to know her way around the community in the upcoming months. Change is never easy. When the current director finally departed, he would leave big shoes to fill, and the atmosphere of the community would be decidedly different. But after having coffee with Pat, I wasn't as nervous about the transition. I have made a new friend, and now have a better idea of what to expect from the new director. I decided my first cup had been successful. I took the first major step of this project and enjoyed a pleasant conversation in the process. I learned 3 lessons from Cup 1. Get to know the people involved in the things you do, be a friendly face for those who are new in your community, and most importantly, taking the first step is tough, but it's worth it.